Sorry, that's, the global economy, rising competitive pressure, standard performance rising. You know that. God, how could you not know that? How could you not know what the global economy is demanding of you? And you see, one of the things it's demanding of you is something you don't want to give it, something your school system never asks you for. And you think that's not fair. How dare the global economy ask me for something that I have not been educated for and that is not in my curriculum? So, well, global economy says do math. Okay, well, you do math because there's a curriculum for math. They say do computing. You do computing because you can do that. That's all good stuff, fine. Those are useful skills. Then the global economy says other things like be imaginative, be creative, be resourceful, be innovative. Whoa. Innovative about your own activity first, not innovative yet for your employer, although that's a good thing too. But just saying, okay, how will I achieve my career? The best thing you can use your imagination on is to say about yourself, what if? Sir, doesn't yourself at least fascinate you? Like if you have other interests, you should at least be interested in yourself. Oh God, now someone's looking at, no, that's not true either. Like, Lord, God, then you need an analyst or therapist or something. But the point is, you were saying about yourself, what if I did it this way? What if I did it that way? What if I did it the most peculiar set of ways? Why not do it that way? Try it that way. It is hard for me, and here's my edge on you. I've known more people. I've met more people. Your curse is that you're young. My curse is that I'm not young. We're cursed at both ends of this damn scale. But one of the things, at least my curse buys me, is the knowledge of so many people having done so many different things because they knew what they had a passion for and they found a way to do it. They tried. Sometimes they tried again. Sometimes they tried wearing one hat, then they tried wearing another hat. Could you have more than one guise? Why must you be one person? So try out different people, different heads, different possibilities, different thoughts. So physics. I'm passionate about physics. The magical world is magical, by the way. The magical world of quantum computing is like, it enrages me with interest. But I don't know, I don't want to work in a funny lab with other funny antisocial people. I find physics passionate, but I don't like there are only a few narrow descriptions if you wish to be a big deal physicist. Oh, so you must put your interest in physics to one side and really? But you're not being creative again. You're not being creative, okay? I have physics students. Physics student. Loves physics. Decided that besides loving physics, he liked optics. Because that's about light and magical things going on. Must be magical things because they can't even define light. They can't, by the way, just, goodness, with peculiar characteristics that contradict each other. And people think economics is a funny science. And how physicists get away with these strange descriptions and I'm held accountable for every little wiggle in my discipline, give it a rest, just because I make atomic bombs. Do you think that's not an excuse for having scripted over what? I got a physics student. He decides his interest in optics. He talks as, yes, but he's got a degree in physics. What can he do with that? Oh, I know what he can do with that. Take one course in the School of Optometry. But he can't because it is forbidden. Optometry is a professional school, as you know perfectly well. Unless you talk your way into the course. And he did. And I got a job with the largest optics company on earth. Well, that's pursuing your career creatively. Oh, he's still fascinated by bending light. His eyes shine with the glory of bending light in a very precise way. Don't you think that his work will hit a standard of excellence? He thinks his background in physics is one of his advantages when dealing with other persons with narrow technical educations, more appropriate to Optics. Another person. Just a few examples. I want to tell about other elements of this, how to do it. Another guy has a passion for impact. That's kind of an interesting passion. What I like to do is change things. Conventional stuff. I look at conventional society, I look at conventional organizations, I look at conventional things, and I'm so frustrated. Another sign of passion, by the way. It's called emotion. You cool 20-somethings. Oh, cool, I'm Joe College cool. Yeah, well, tell me, you look like you keel over if you actually had an attack of passion. I mean real passion, not lust and passion are not the same thing. They're not, even though you babble and you confuse yourself about that as well as other issues. The point, of course, is, if you are in situations that are wildly frustrating to you, you know what? Your brain is telling you that you have a passion for fixing the thing. Why would you be frustrated if you didn't care? If something's going wrong, you don't care. Screw this. Hold your nose, get it done, move on. Why exert the energy for getting agitated? But if you're wasting the energy to get agitated, your brain is saying, this means something to me. And at not a level of convenience, at a powerful level. So there's nothing like being frustrated. Do you know how many businesses have been created by frustrated men and women? No, not that kind of frustration. For God's sake, brains will not stay on track for 12 and a half seconds. This person is frustrated because he sees so many kind of organizations and he sees them wasting efforts, wasting resources. He is not particularly so concerned about a particular industry. Just he wants impact. He wants impact, and then he had two interests. Could you imagine a human being with two interests when you have none? Well, that's the point. How could you have none? And you should have more than one. Why would you be interested in only one thing? Like you've got a one-dimensional brain. Bogus. Then your brain needs to be examined under a microscope if it's only got one dimension. So, here's a second interest. Improving society. I have lots of conversations with students about career, and I press them on this business of, because I will not discuss career with you unless you tell me what you're interested in, because I have nothing useful to say. I can't say anything, but go fix that problem and then come back and talk to me. So if I press someone who says, don't interest in anything, then I press them and I say, you must be interested in something, and then I will get two default answers I get from someone who's not prepared to think. Or who has never thought. It's not quite clear which. So I say, you must be interested in something. You could not be 21 and not interested in anything. So if it's a male person, yes, this is a gender-specific response. He leans back at his desk and says, sports. Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. So what team do you play for? Go play teams. Coach? No. Manage? No. Trainer? No. Manager, maybe? No. Referee? No. How is your interest manifest? Sports bars and high-definition screens is what. But women, careful ladies, you do not score much higher on this default thing. So, not interested in anything, okay? I press the female person. You must be interested in something. How could you not? I am definitely not gender specific about harassing people. About career, anyway. And then I get the female default answer. For some reason that must be genetically programmed, they will tilt their head. I do not know why they tilt their head. They do. I'm sorry. You can they tilt their, see, like just like that. Just like that, and say, I like helping people. So how are you helping people? Yes, and then we get the silence of the, So you see, but this person I'm talking happened to be male, and he happened to be prepared to admit that he just liked helping people. He could see all sorts of stuff that was wrong, and he'd like to help people and change organizations. Trouble is, there is no co-op occupation for change the world, which is really what he wants. That is what he wants. He's very thoughtful about it, driven by this sense of frustration, so he knows it's an authentic feeling. He's smart enough to understand what frustration means in his life. It means it bugs the hell out of me. Like I get frustrated by your lack of attempting to realize your talent. Otherwise, I could be doing something else. And your frustration brings me here. Because I have a passionate interest in pulling you back from the brink of disaster. So he's a teacher. When in doubt, be a high school teacher. Now, come on, look, I want to speak plainly. You know perfectly well, for large numbers of you, that is the default solution. If you get a degree, you could say, and I have heard you say this, at least I can teach high school. At least. Because it doesn't matter really what your discipline is, you can find a teachable subject or twist your degree into some kind of teachable subjects. You don't look at me. I've had enough of these conversations about secondary school. I have less of them now because there are no babies in Ontario, and because there's no babies in Ontario, it's not a sure thing anymore, and so now your default, which was going to be, if everything else went wrong in your career, you could always teach high school. Well, now you can't because there are not enough kids. He started teaching when he could still get that kind of teaching job. And he's still frustrated because it's not enough. Standing in his classroom is not enough. He's only affecting a handful of people, and he has this passion to affect human society. So, as he said to me once, what all people have to understand is that excellence and pursuing one's passion is not always a straight line. Frequently it isn't. It is a voyage of exploration, and you zigzag. Just what you want to tell your parents. So kid, what is your career strategy? Says mom and dad. And you say, my strategy is to zig and zag creatively and resourcefully till I stop being frustrated. That, by the way, is a good thing. That would be a good strategy. That's a totally coherent thing to say. I think you'd have trouble selling it to most moms and dads in Canada, but never mind, that's the truth. He understood that. He understood that, and he was making his own way. There was a bankrupt one-person charity that was applying for a part-time manager. Part-time, he could still teach. It is now one of the largest charities in the country. Well. He got in and created his job. As he said to me, I could have actually chosen this occupation. I could not have thought of this job. Why? Because I invented it. I made it mine. So, you can get hired as one thing and turn it into something else. When UW hired me, they had no idea what they were getting. They thought they had a quasi-mathematical person who would do lots of diagrams and mathy stuff and focus on theory. And I thought, what the hell, I want to do applied economics and I want to talk about entrepreneurship. When almost no one on the campus was talking about it. I changed my job description. Of course, I asked permission first. No, you don't ask permission. You don't ask permission. If you really care about what you're doing, you do it. Yes, you do it thoughtfully, you do it resourcefully, you do it carefully. You say, whoops, or I'm sorry, if you push the system a little faster than it can go. Do you see what this is? This is like seeing your career as something you are creating. You start with your passion, because if you start anywhere else, it is doomed to end in a disaster. And my definition is, work until you drop dead at something you hate. And the only thing you can say about your life when you're ready to drop dead is, I had a kid who's no stupider than me. I don't know, that seems not a good... Another test, by the way, of have you found your passion or not. Hard to think of when you're 21. What will the world say about me when I'm gone? Something, hopefully something that beside a recitation of, this was a good spouse, parent, friend, / I've never seen a tombstone that says, here lays a bad spouse, a negligent parent, an unfaithful friend, and a general screw-up. Why would you not do it this way? Why would you not do it with this active, engaged? So, you have an interest. It turns into a passion. You find as many different ways to pursue this career as you possibly can. You get a job as close to your interests as you can. And then 2 minutes after you arrive, you start changing the job. Don't you think? I know, I'm going to do well at my career, because when the boss says jump, I say I say how high. And I can work. I understand the need to, I understand this competition stuff I need to work. So again, I go to my co-op employer, go to regular employer. My whole career strategy to get promoted is to work hard. Do what I'm told, don't rock the boat, don't criticize my boss. Build my little cage and give the key to my jailer. Just give me money. How much ever you'd like would be okay. Just give me a little money. As opposed to arriving at your place of business and saying, how can I turn this into something I'm going to love to do? Or, if that proves impossible, how can I turn this into something that will get me the next job closer to what I want to do? Do you see how that's a career strategy? It's a plan. Look, I understand. Look, the world is competitive. You have some strange interests. Well, you do have some strange interests. Yeah, there. She's interested in dinosaurs. Well, there's nothing wrong with being interested in dinosaurs. She's a passionate interest in dinosaurs. She's never seen a dinosaur she didn't like. She's seen Jurassic Park 312 times. Non-animation, real dinosaurs. She's fussed about dinosaurs. She's been in every dinosaur museum in North America, looking at the bones, imagining this extraordinary animal striding across the country. Well, that's what people with passion do. They cannot stop thinking about dinosaurs. It haunts them. How are you going to make a career? Yo, I'm a dinosaur hunter. Why are you laughing? That is a career. That's actually a job. There are people who hunt for dinosaurs. I know they're dead. You hunt for the bones. Why would you not, if you're passionately interested? There's a market for dinosaur bones. Look at me, there is. Where do you think the bones in the museum come from? They come from people who found bones. And some bones can be sold at quite a high price. Sometimes the bone hunter is paid by a museum. Well, that sounds like almost like a job. Kind of cool job, get to travel. Got an expense account. And your friends say, so, what's your job? I'm a bone hunter. And you are, that's the truth. If you love dinosaurs, wouldn't that be a great job? Wouldn't that be a great job? Oh, there's another dinosaur guy. 2 dinosaur guys in one room. But she's already the bone hunter. Well, you could compete with her if you think you're a better hunter of your bones in places. Maybe you look for different kinds of bones. Do you want to have impact, man? Do you want to really have impact in your world? This happens, by the way. I'm not making this up, you see. This is, your brains are so stuck in 3 occupations, maybe 4, that you can imagine something that could be this interesting. You find the right bone man, and you will force all the paleontologists on the planet and every computer animator who creates dinosaurs to revisit their theories. This shouldn't exist. It's 2 million years old, and it shouldn't exist. Don't you think that could be a cool job? Now, you know what's wrong here? Somebody is sitting in this room thinking, maybe I would do that. Someone in this room has loved dinosaurs since they were 5. And this is the first time since they were 5 years old, it's actually in their head that, why am I not a bone hunter? And if I know why you're not a bone hunter, we need lots of bones. There's bones laying over all over the place. There's a whole bunch of gaps in the fossil record, like bones missing. And you could have the bone named after you. You want impact? Okay, here's someone paying you to, okay. He's got another interest. You keep telling me, by the way, when I say, well, you're interested, sometimes once you get past sports and helping people, you say, I like to travel. See, on expense account, he can travel bone hunting anywhere on the planet. You persuade your employer that there's a bone there, and they will pay you to go there. And if you find something that is new, yes, you can find something new even though it's 3 million years old. And if it's new enough, they'll name it after you. So now you have fame, travel at someone else's nickel, and a salary. What could be bad about that? And the green-shirted person. He also is interested in dinosaurs and things. But now we got 2 aggressive bone hunters. How many people do we need? Like, I know it's good to be a bone hunter, but 2 is enough. But he's imaginative. He's imaginative. He thinks, okay, I don't want to run around the world. I'm interested in these animals. I want to be cool, to call them back up, make them alive. Not possible. I have to be an accountant. Except of course, someone in this country had a different thought, given his interest in dinosaurs. He decided to start a dinosaur company. Has nothing to do with software. Not creating dinosaurs for animation. That is already done. He knows that, so he's not going to do something other people have done. He's trying to have a successful career, not by imitating other people, right? So yes, we've done the computer animation of dinosaurs. Fine, that's done. That was a business, is a business, but he wants a different business. He is the largest, his company, largest exporter of dinosaur parts and whole dinosaurs in the world. Canadian-based company. Drive down to Industrial Park, there they are. The bone people. They don't hunt for bones. Well, they do hunt, they will deal with preserving the bones these guys find. And then he makes whole dinosaurs. Who would buy dinosaurs? Quite a few people on the planet. And you know what? Because you have so little imagination, he has almost no competitors. He might even make, money. No, but you see, that is it. You believe incorrectly that if you pursue your passion and you're not passionate in software, your passion will not lead to money. So I will be something I don't want to be, so I have a livelihood. He is selling dinosaur parts. Cool in a party, eh? So, man, what do you do? I have a little company. What do you do? Sell dinosaurs. What do you do? Oh, you write code for MS. How interesting. Well, Well, but you see, are you thinking about these things? Those are real examples, by the way. There are really people who really have an interest in dinosaurs, who really make a career out of it. There are a variety of ways to make a career out of it, by the way. Bone hunter, there are freelance bone hunters, for God's sake. So you can be a freelance bone hunter. Look at your business card. Wouldn't that, that's a business card people would pay attention to. And then there are companies that deal with the reconstructions of dinosaurs. He's not cloning them, no, so it's not that interesting a company. And there are people who work for museums, running around finding things and change your understanding of how this planet was created. Mommy, daddy, what do you do? Someday the kid will ask you, what are you doing? Hopefully you have an answer. Their answer? I have changed the world's view of the prehistoric world. Really, Daddy? Kid goes to school. Yo! My mom finds bones. See, from my point of view, if you can make a career out of chasing dinosaurs, being as having been dead for so long, I have trouble imagining an interest you couldn't with creativity, resourcefulness, sometimes with your own venture, sometimes just with an employer. I can't think of a single one. Over all these years, by the way, you have told me many different kinds of careers. Many different interests. Many different interests. 30 years of interests, once I finally wheel them out of you. Not one. And I say this to, why would I lie to you? It's ridiculous. Besides, cameras are running and lying on record is a very bad plan. Well, because I don't have deniability. I have never, in that length of time, heard any student describe an interest that was not a career. Well, maybe not an obvious career. Maybe a career that took some resourcefulness, a career that took some bumping and grinding, an interest that actually was going to turn into an invented career, where we'll actually invent a career and describe this, and people will say, what do you do again? And they have to explain it. But that's okay. They explain it, and people, oh. And when they explain it, do you know people will say, oh, we'd like to hire you? Oh, we might buy that service? Do you actually understand why? Because when they describe what they do, my apologies to the engineers, I'm going to be lyrical. Their eyes shine. You know you're in the presence of someone with passion. Do you know how powerful that is if you want to make somebody do something? You want to advocate something. You want to advocate yourself, your career, your idea, your solution, your opportunity, your career. You want people to take you seriously. I hope you do want people to take you seriously. I don't know, sometimes I hope you want the world to take you seriously. What you have to offer, seriously. And you speak about it. And you speak about it with passion. And the world will notice every single time and think, I could trust this person on this idea because his eyes shine. He's so excited about and I can't shut him up. The organizers are thinking I should stop soon because I'm running over the allocated time.
That's fine.
But that is, after all, the point. So you want to be an advocate, even at least just for yourself, if for nothing else. That when you're advocating something you love, the world always notices it. And notices it usually in a positive way. When the world doesn't think it's a positive interest, it is because the person who sees it feels threatened by you because they don't have it. And you are making them very, very nervous. And yes, if you do this, if you do these things, pursue your passion creatively, resourcefully, persistently, energetically, you will make the world afraid. Well, want the world to treat you with respect. And if that means some people who are too shy, cautious, or spaced out to pursue their passion, they may well be afraid of you, because you will go places that they cannot, to places they cannot even imagine, and you will look peculiar from them. I'm speaking to you and not to them. And sometimes they will try to deflect you, sidetrack you, tell you you're a fool to be doing whatever you're doing. It is just because you are not them and you make them profoundly uneasy. And so they should be. Never once did I hear of a passion that could not be a career and did not turn into a career. So if that's your excuse for not finding your passion, pursuing your passion, because, well, no, what if I find that I'm interested in something that I can't make money at? Also not true. Conclude, believe it or not, I will conclude. One of the emails I got, this one came several days ago. They just don't stop. Some of the emails are positively horrendous. Fortunately, a few of them are good. Parents who've seen the light. I have been corrupting my child. I shall stop doing it. You think I'm joking? I don't have to make any conversation, anything up. Anyway, the one that I wanted to just draw your attention to was someone who said he's clearly in his late 20s, might be early 30s. Gives me enough background, so it's approximately that. His work he thought it was tolerable. Of course, every year it gets worse. So now he's been applying for other jobs. Letters of application and, doing the networking, doing all the things that you do if you're trying to find a new job because you don't like the one you're at. And then he said, and I'm getting nowhere, and I know exactly why. Because my letters or my interviews, I cannot speak of anything I wish to do for them with passion. Because I don't actually wish to do it. I just wish to have a different job, and maybe it'll be better than the last one. He decided that perhaps that wasn't a strategy, and you need to add what he thought, by his own description, was the missing ingredient. So, ladies and gentlemen, is it your missing ingredient? If not, put it into the mix and drive your talent as high as you can. And I wish you success doing so.